Oh, okay, this is the level check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer in the streaming center at Fox 19 now. Looks like we got levels everywhere. Level on the board. Let's see, make sure we've got lip. It looks like all the levels are doing just fine. And I will be with you in about 3 minutes, or a little bit less than 3 minutes, actually. And we'll talk a lot about what's going on here with the weather. Under 2 minutes away from the live weather show from the Fox 19 Now Streaming Center. It's meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. I'll be with you then. Okay, we're about a minute away. I'll be with you in a second. I'm just making an update here in the forecast. Okay, it is 7:15. Hi, everybody. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer coming to you from the streaming center at Fox 19. We are talking about a little bit more rain in the area. Now, the severe weather we had earlier is gone. And if you take a look at live radar, well, it's live. We're doing this live if the radar is a loop, so it goes back in time, and the latest frame is 7:15. You can see that there's still a little bit of shower activities over Ripley County, over parts of Ohio County and southeast Indiana. Some dying out there in southern Boone, Kenton, northern parts of Grant and Owen counties. And then thunder shower that moved through Robertson County, southern Mason, is now into Lewis with a little bit of rain in Adams, and that's about it, except for the showers up around Connorsville. So we did have some fairly strong storms roll through earlier, but as you can see from our live camera shot at Turfway Park looking out over CVG, if you look at the very far left-hand side of the screen, there's a light pole there and a little bit of a pillar next to the light pole on the right. That's the control tower there at CVG. I can show it to you here. Right here, this. It doesn't show on this, but it's right here off the edge of the screen. Our monitor must be on overscan. So overall, we are basically talking about some much needed rainfall in the tri-state. As a matter of fact, the rainfall that fell today at CVG was 2.03 inches. Now that starts at midnight and goes through the latest observation, and that was a record, the most it's ever fallen. On the 24th of September, the old record was 1.87 inches set in 1972. So we have gotten some much needed rainfall, not officially a drought buster yet, but definitely a much better than we've been having lately. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. And now I told Molly Pollock, was up near Stone Lick Lake. She sent some pictures in. I think Ethan used them last week. These are new pictures she sent in, and this is almost the end of her pond. I mean, you can see where the pond normally is up there, and it is just about dry. Hopefully Molly got some rainfall. Here's another view of her pond, and you can see that it's just a small little sliver of what it used to be. I mean, you could sit in that swing set and enjoy the water and all that, but looks like it's going to begin to come back because we are on our way to getting more and more rainfall. And I mean, you can see this is a little muddy, low spot. Here's where the pond was. There's a little swing. So hopefully it's going to fill back up. And I know a lot of people were the same way. Ran into a guy that I used to see at the dog park. He was out walking his dog. I was walking a couple of mine on a trail there in Madisonville. And he put a water feature in. Actually, he updated a water feature that was in the house he has. And to do that, he had to put all new grass in, so he seeded it. And he said his water bill got so high, he had to stop doing it, and all the grass is now dead unless the roots survived. And that's pretty common around the tri-state. So today's rainfall of over 2 inches gives us a little bit different picture. If you remember, yesterday at this time, I showed you the drought balance sheet. And we were 5.07 inches shy of what we normally get from May 1st through yesterday's date in September, so through the 23rd. This is the balance sheet as of now. So we are now only 3.04 inches shy of normal. Now, there's a good lesson here with this. Now, as you can see, we went from above normal in May to way below normal in June, a little bit above normal in July, back down to below normal in August. And up to yesterday, we had more than 2 inches of rain less than normal in the tri-state. But with today's 2.03 at the International Airport, that official deficit is 0.31. And that gives us a deficit since the 1st of May of 3.04 inches. Still dry, but not nearly what it would be like as if we were talking about it yesterday. Now, this brings up a really good point in that when we look at it this way, we're only using the official at CVG, and not everybody got 2 inches of rain. Now, at my house in Madisonville, which is just east of downtown Cincinnati by about 10 miles, we ended up with just under an inch. I tell you what, and I did a lot of deep watering yesterday, and not in any way, shape, or form did that waste any water, because we had some evergreen trees that really needed the water. And the last time I watered them was when I dumped water off the pool and got it and closed it down for the spring, for the winter. So I watered them pretty deeply, several hours with the watering yesterday, and then they got the additional rain today. And so that does not mean I've wasted that water, because we still need a lot. The soil is so dry. And so this is a step in the right direction, but it didn't bust the drought. And so what my point is that this is officially at CVG for this region. But just because CVG got that much rain doesn't mean I got it at my house. Doesn't mean Stone Lick area where Molly Pollock lives, that gave us those pictures of her pond, doesn't mean they got that much. And we'll look at that in just a minute. And so when they do the drought monitor, which comes out Thursday, they look at all the different observations, and I don't know if they use radar or not, but you can use radar for that also, and they come up with what it looks like around the region. So it'll be very interesting to see on Thursday what they come up with, because today is the last day that the rainfall amounts count. In other words, it comes out Thursday, but the last day of data collection is today. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I know areas around the airport will have, most of the drought wiped out, but it's still very, very dry in many areas around the tri-state. And even though I deep watered some of my trees yesterday, and we got nearly an inch of rainfall, it's still very dry out there. Okay, so let's go ahead, and then again, there you see it. May above normal, June below, way below, July above, pretty much below August, and it was way below in September until today, but now officially we end up with 3.04 inches less than normal from the 1st of May, but not everybody is in the same situation. So whenever you're looking at weather data, you've got to take into account that most of that data is just at one point on the map, and there are people all over that map who have conditions that vary quite a bit. Okay, so here is what it looks like now. Okay, anything in yellow, and I just can't believe they have kept that severe thunderstorm watch in effect. It's over. We're not going to have any more severe weather, but they're being cautious, okay? So the National Weather Service is being cautious, and it's much better to let the severe thunderstorm watch stay in effect for a while than cancel it and then have to go, and everybody think, oh, it's all over, not a big problem, and then suddenly a warning comes back up that they got to know about. But if you look on this in the last frame, we had 4 spots, and I think I can zoom in on it here. Yeah, we can zoom in on this. 4 spots in our viewing area where we had storm reported, damage reported to the National Weather Service. Okay, there was right here in southern Switzerland County, right here in western Boone County, and then in Falmouth, or near the Falmouth area in Pendleton County, and right along Kentucky River here in Owen County. These two, this one that was near Vevey in southern parts of Switzerland County, this one to the west of Owenton, they both reported trees down that took some power lines down, so there may have been some power outages there. There were no power outage problems reported here, and I'm sure there were some more issues. Now, the thing is, these weren't particularly strong storms, but just think of what's been going on. We've had a drought going on for a while, and so a lot of trees that weren't in really good shape to begin with are in worse shape today. And so not particularly impressive strong thunderstorms can do a lot of damage. And in this case, we just had 4 reports. There may be some more that come in eventually. And the severe thunderstorm watch continues. It's scheduled to be canceled at 8 o'clock. So I think they're just letting it ride. I wish they, when they get done with it and they can see that there's no danger in whether they would just cancel it. But the idea is you don't want to cancel it and have to go back on your word and, you know, hope that people just didn't give up and say it's not going to happen. So there you see radar, and let's go to that full screen. You can see radar over the past few hours, everything dying out, moving to the north and east. And so the threat of severe weather is over. Despite the fact that the watch is still in effect, we're done with any threat of severe weather around the tri-state. Now, this is a map of radar estimated rainfall totals, and I'll go through a couple of these for you. And you can see the heaviest was right here, and of course, right there is CVG, where the official rainfall amount was measured. My house is right about, let's see, right about here. Okay, so my house is right about here in Madisonville. And you can see patches of green, but most of the rain fell from the city southward when you have this large area of green. And the most drought-stricken county in our viewing area, Highland County here, didn't get much rainfall at all. And we can check some of those amounts here. So let's go back to full screen. We'll go into query mode here on the weather computer. And as a matter of fact, what I think I'm going to do before I do it, let me zoom in. Let me do a box zoom here, and we can just look at this. And we'll look around various parts of the tri-state. Okay. So here is the area where they got lots of heavy rainfall. So if we go back into query mode, right there, that dark spot near Florence, okay, it takes a few seconds, 3.2 inches of rain. Now, it's radar estimated, okay, and radar tends to do a really good job. If there's hail involved, it kind of overestimates the rainfall. There may have been a little bit of hail there, but it estimates, and that's not that much different because let's check the international airport is right about, okay, well, let me look at a map really quick to make sure I get the specific location of the international airport. Okay, give me a second here. I'm looking on my radar app. I mean, I know where it is, but I just want to make sure I get as close as possible. Okay, so the river... Okay, the official rain gauge is like right down here. Okay, so that'll come up with it says 3.0 inches. Now, 2.03 is the official, so there were more than likely some hail involved with this, and so it looks like the radar is overestimating a little bit. If we do another box zoom, go up into area around my house, okay. So this is Columbia Park. I guess I can't. So let me do this. Here's Hyde Park. I live in Madisonville, which is east, which is over this way. So here is Columbia Parkway. Dead Man's Curve, as we call it, is right there. goes out this way. Newtown is here. Madera is here. And so my house is north of Newtown, north of 50. My house is right about here. Okay, let's see, here's 71. So, yeah, my house is right about there. So let's see what it's saying. So right about there is my house. And it'll come up. Oh, I've got to change back to query mode. So let's change back to query mode and see what it says for the amount. It says 1/2 inch. Well, we got about 1/2 inch today, but we got about another 1/2 inch yesterday. So I said so that's about right. Okay, it got about 1/2 inch today, got about 1/2 inch yesterday, and it was so nice to go out there without a lot of dust. Okay, so let's look at some other spots around the tri-state. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, hey, you know what? Let me, give me a second here. There's Bramble Elementary School. There's Rose Street. Okay, so I was a little bit off on where my house is based on that. Here's Erie Avenue. So right here is Erie Avenue. Okay. Here's Bramble Avenue, and I live right here. Okay, so I was off by a bit based on the map scale. So here's Erie Avenue right here, this is okay. Let me make sure. Yeah, so I live right here. Okay, so now let's see what it says. All right. Okay, right about there. Go to the query mode, and what we can see. 1.5 inches. Okay, so again, radar is overestimating the rainfall by a bit. That might have been because there's some hail involved. But what I wanted to do before I hit the wrong button is I wanted to go out a little bit, and let's go up into okay, let's go up this way. Let's go up into Wayne Township. Okay, that now accumulation 1/2 inch. So when you get into northern Warren County, it was about 1/2 inch. When you get over to northern Clinton County, about 2/10 inch. Okay, now let me drag the map here a little bit more. Okay, okay, there, the audio should be better. I was having trouble with that. So let's go out toward Lynchburg. Okay, so right here, this is. Right in here is Highland County. And so if we take a look at what Highland County looks like, now remember the drought is the worst in the tri-state, right around Rainsboro. So they got about 1/2 inch. So that would qualify more than likely in maybe 0.3 inch there. So not much in the area around Highland County. But at least it settled the dust there. When you get to the Highland County, Brown County line, 1.4 inches in that green. So as you can see, the rainfall amounts, and the issue here is that the rainfall amounts vary greatly. They always do. On the heaviest rainfall, it looks like it fell near CVG, and so that might skew the drought monitor for Thursday. Okay, so you can see what's going on radar. There you see the rain moving off to the north and east and dying out. Lots of lightning with it earlier, and just a few scattered thunderstorms. And then we do have some clearing on the way. Zoom out a little bit farther, and you see there's just some showers out this way, but they're dying out, okay? They're dying out because the sun's going down. They're driven by the sun. And then tomorrow we'll see a few showers pop up again around the tri-state. So here's what the forecast map looks like at 8 p.m. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, you've got a few showers popping up to the south. So from Carrollton, maybe to Owenton, to Dry Ridge, over towards Brooksville, Maysville, Vanceburg, you might see a few showers around the area. Now, watch what the model says is happening. It's got more showers popping up during the day tomorrow, so I've updated the forecast to include a few scattered showers and thunderstorms tomorrow. Now, the next big topic coming up here is Tropical Storm Helene. Okay, excuse me for just a second. Helene right now, 50-mile-an-hour sustained winds gusting to 65. And if you look at this, here's the Yucatan Peninsula right in here. Right there is Helene out over the Caribbean. This is the island of Cozumel. You may have heard of that from what was that movie? Oh, I forget. It was a movie a while back, quite a while back. Here's Cancun. This is where my wife and I got married, down in Cancun. It looks like the tropical storm will become a Cat 1 hurricane. Just grazed Cancun, head to the northeast as a Cat 1, become a Cat 3 here, a couple hundred miles off the coast of Florida. And so if you look at what's going to happen then, looks like, okay, it's going to come on the coast. Now, the earlier forecast had it as a 3 at landfall near Perry, Florida. Okay, that's a little bit not far, about 50 miles from Tallahassee. Okay, and then quickly losing strength. So I don't know if the Hurricane Center continues to think it'll be Cat 3 as it hits landfall, but it could very well be a Cat 3. Now, one of the things you see is that Thursday at 2 p.m., 115 mile an hour sustained winds. So 100 by the time it gets to Friday at 2 a.m., it's back down to tropical storm strength, and it is a 70 mile an hour sustained winds as it heads right up toward Atlanta. Okay. Now, one of the things that they will be really concerned with here is the shape of the coast. This is what they call in Florida the Big Bend area. Okay, so as the storm circulates like this, it's going to push water and air this way, and it's going to be concentrated by the shape of the coast. And so from Perry over to Cedar Key, there could be some really devastating storm surge in here, along with the heavy rain and the winds that will be pretty strong. I mean, they may be gusting to 150 miles an hour as it comes on shore. And so what happens is all this water is being pushed up this way, and it literally gets funneled into one area by the coast of Florida and the coast up here on the Florida Peninsula. And that means that right in here from Perry over to Cedar Key, there's a big, big issue with the potential for strong to severe storms as the hurricane comes on shore, and catastrophic storm surge flooding. Okay, and then for us, it's going to come on shore, head through southern Georgia to northern Georgia around Atlanta, go to full screen here, and it's going to head up over Knoxville as a tropical depression. And now the new forecast, the older forecast, we're bringing it more like this, okay, up toward Madison, Indiana, but the new forecast and the models are pushing it more over toward, just a couple hours ago, they had it going right over top of Evansville, Indiana. Now it's even farther to the west. And so it may be that this is far enough to the west that we don't get any big rains out of it. But still, as this big system comes our way, it's going to bring a big surge of warm, humid air, and that probably will mean at least some rain as we head on into the weekend. But it's one we have to watch in, and if you by some chance have plans to go to the panhandle of Florida, I would just say forget it until Helene is gone and out of the picture. Okay, temperatures right now, these are 7 p.m. temperatures, even though it says 7:30 there. We're looking at temperatures mainly in the 70s, although Batavia and Falmouth have cooled into the 60s. We're talking about an overnight low of 62 degrees, a high tomorrow of 78 degrees. And here we go with the Climate Prediction Center's forecast. It's got it warmer than normal, September 30th to October 4th through the 8th of October. We're staying warmer than normal around the tri-state. And through the 22nd, we're staying warmer than normal. And it'll be interesting on Friday to see this particular map come out, because this one is only updated every Friday. It's week 3 to 4. And so we'll see what happens as we head in probably to the end of the month. Okay. Precipitation, it has us near normal through the 4th, through the 8th. We're starting to go into drier than normal weather again, and it looks like through the 22nd we're drier than normal. So we'll have a rainy period for a while, but then if we go into drier weather, much of the improvement that we see will probably end up going back into a deeper deficit if this comes true. So we've got quite a few chances of showers in the next 14 days. After that, it looks like we go back to somewhat drier weather. So here's that 7-day forecast. Low tonight, 62. High tomorrow, 78. 61 and 80 on Thursday. 63 and 79 on Friday. We've got some scattered showers tomorrow. We've got evening showers Thursday. If Helene, now this Friday forecast was based on Helene being closer We still could see a few heavy downpours with that tropical surge. So we're going to just think in terms of a question mark for Friday late in the day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, some scattered showers also in the forecast. So again, you've got several chances back there of the weather giving you some rain that you need. Okay, here is beyond the 7-day. Notice high temperatures drop off to about 70 degrees. That is just warmer than normal by the time we get to the 8th of the month of October. A few nice cool mornings in the 40s, but generally pretty nice weather overnight. And notice we've got a chance of rain on the 2nd, the 5th, and that's it right now. But rain forecasting this far out is really difficult. But so really, if we've got a chance on the 2nd, there's probably a chance it'll spill over to the 3rd. Same thing that it could spill over to the 6th. So, but remember, we're starting to go back into that drier pattern. So, you know, it's not all good news, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And here's beyond the 7-day plus. High temperatures show a decrease in cooling trend. Cooling trend, then warming again on the low temperature side. But overall, nothing extreme coming our way any one of those days. So, okay. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to go take a look at what we've got on Facebook, see who is saying what, if anybody, and hope that what you're going to end up with here is you're going to end up with some really nice looking rainfall that you definitely need around the tri-state. Okay, so let's see here. Here is, all right, let's go back to the top. Molly Pollock, she said they did get some rain, they still need some more. Okay, and Molly, I don't know if you joined early enough, but I did show your two photos. Let me show them again here quickly. So Molly lives up near Stone Lake, and she has a nice little pond, or now it's way smaller than it normally is, and you'll see what it looks like, and hopefully you'll get some more rain there, Molly. So here is the first photo that she sent, and what we'll look at here, there it is. So you can see off to the left, I don't know if that's the dock or what, or a place you sit, but you can see how far down the water is. I mean, the water is way, way down there. And the second photo she sent looks like this. It's a little bit wider shot, and you can see how much it has shrunk back in this very, very dry weather. So hopefully, Molly, you'll get a lot more rain out of that. And thanks for sending in those photos. I think that really shows everybody just how bad it is up near Stone Lake. And everybody else is that way too, I'm sure. So Nick Fisher, dry spell this weekend? No, I don't think so. I think we're going to have the chance of showers, Nick, off and on through the weekend, but nothing like we had today. Angela Weston, oh, she thought this was a train update. You know, I think I might have forgotten to push a button, and you might. I'm not really sure what you're seeing on the streaming weather channel at this point. Let me check really quickly. If not, I did not re-push a button that I should have, and people that are watching that may not have seen it. But no, it's not. It's not an update on the styrene problem. I don't know. For those of you that are not sure what we're talking about here, a train car valve somehow came open, and it put styrene gas into the atmosphere to the west of downtown Cincinnati. Now it looks like it's running okay. So they have a number of people that have been evacuated and are expected to remain evacuated for an unknown amount of time. They're trying to work out exactly what's going on and what the danger is. So Angela, this is our 7:15 weather show that we do every Monday through Friday. Molly Purcell, the Molly Purcell Pollock, who I just showed you her pond, they didn't get that much. Did get a thunderstorm, but not much to fill the pond up. Hopefully you'll have more soon. We've got more chances, Molly, so keep the fingers crossed. Eddie Kendall says, hello, Steve, from Newport. Hi, Eddie. Hope, thanks for watching. Macy McAlfresh. Macy, I haven't heard anything about that. I can't say that here. I just don't want to panic people, but if you would give me a second, Hang on a second. I've got to mute the microphone, and I'll be right back. Macy has some information there. I've got to check it out before I can say anything about it. So hang on. It's going to go silent for a while, and you'll be able to look at my. Okay, I can't get a hold of anybody in the newsroom right now. That's because they're busy with all kinds of other things. But Macy, I will check out the story you said is going on, and we will make sure people know about that. Rain this Friday, it'll be scattered, Jordan. Jordan Myers wants to know about rain this Friday. Scattered hit and miss stuff, so it could miss you. Blanchester got a little rain, according to Susan Wally. Brittany June Holsker. We're talking about rain when people are being poisoned by styrene leak. Okay. Brittany, this is the scheduled 7:15 weather show that we do every Monday through Friday. And that's also news. It's not as important, I'll give you that, as the styrene leak, but this is our scheduled time here, and I'll be done here in just a couple minutes. So, and Rachel said, yeah, they're meteorologists, not news anchors. Yeah, this is a weather show that's scheduled every Monday through Friday at 7:15. Not that we're ignoring the styrene leak, but weather is an important topic also. It affects everybody. And we have news crews all over that styrene leak, and there's no new news from it. They haven't given us a new news conference yet, but as soon as they do, we'll let you know here. So. And then, yeah, people are being evacuated. The last report we had is they were going to expand the area of evacuation a little bit, just to be sure. So, okay. Jeff wants to know where the snow is. Well, it's many. Well, Jeff is not around here. We'll get to it eventually. Rachel Turco wants to know if any severe weather is expected in the next 7 days. No, it actually isn't. Mandy Goins. No more severe weather tonight. We're done with it. There might be a little lightning and thunder in a few spots, Mandy, but nothing that's going to be severe, okay? How's the 4th look? It's your Derek James' wedding is on the 4th. Praying for sunny skies, okay? I'll tell you what. Let me see here. And Derek, don't ask me for any marriage advice, okay? I've not had a real good track record there. Although when I got a little older and matured a little bit, I settled down, I guess, is what I can say. So you're looking for, sorry about that. So Derek is wondering what it's going to be like on the 4th. The 4th should be in the 70s for highs, lows in the 40s, so a nice cool morning. And right now, do not have any rain in the forecast for the 4th. So, Derek, it looks as good as it possibly could look at this point, but you know how things can change. So, I'll keep my fingers crossed that it doesn't change on your wedding day. And Molly Purcell Pollock said that hope you enjoyed the pictures. She says she likes to sit on that swing, and they used to have fish, but she doesn't know if they made it through the really low water. So Nicole Elizabeth says Monroe, Ohio got a good amount of rain last night and then a little bit this afternoon, but you still need more. That's right, Nicole. This was not by any stretch of the imagination a drought buster. It was definitely it was definitely just enough to settle the dust, wash some of the pollen out of the air, and things like that. And let's see. So see how much rain Hamilton, Ohio got. Okay, let's go back to that. Now this, remember, this is radar estimated. Gotta go through my, I tell you what, you should see like Ethan Emery, man. He is so organized when it comes to this. I am just kind of like, Ethan Emery's got like, it's like he's got an ordered file cabinet, and I've got like a shoebox full of stuff that I have to sort through every once in a while to get to. So, so while I'm looking through my shoebox, okay, here we go. We're going to load it up here. It takes a second for the amounts to come up, and then I'll go ahead and take a look at what it looks like in Hamilton, Ohio. Okay, so let's do a box zoom, go into Hamilton. Now I don't know what, let me see what you're looking at here on, geez. Okay, I'm going to give it to you full screen. Okay, we'll do a box zoom here. We'll zoom in to Butler County. Okay, so Hamilton's right here, and if we do a rainfall query. Okay, it says 9/10 of an inch, okay? So if we go a little bit north of Hamilton, it says 4/10 of an inch, a little bit south of Hamilton, 9/10, a little bit east, closer over to Liberty Township, 1/2 inch, and a little bit to the west, kind of on the border of Riley Township, 4/10. So depending upon where you are in relationship to downtown Hamilton, Rachel, you've got between 4/10 of an inch and 9/10 of an inch according to radar, and it probably overestimated it a little bit. Okay. Susan said I'm doing well with the honeydew list. Jeff Beechler says he hopes that snow that people are talking about at the end of October develops because the end of October is his birthday. You know, Jeff, I don't count birthdays anymore. It just reminds me how many I've had. Yeah, and Molly Purcell Pollock says, remember, we've seen snow on Halloween. Yes, we have. I remember one time what was the exact date? The 19th of October? But I was out, I lived up in Walnut Hills at the time, and it was heavy, wet snow, and then a wind, and it took power lines down all over the city. And it was like 5.5 inches of snow. So late October is not impossible. Not too common, but not impossible. Maria Walden says, we need rain every day for 2 weeks. Absolutely, Maria. 1/2 inch of rain every day for 2 weeks would really go a long way to making it good as we head into the winter. And then Susan Wally says it's lightning over toward Morrow. Let's go back to radar here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't see anything around Morrow right now. I mean, no, there's no rain around there now, but in that direction maybe. So, okay, that's it. I've got to run at 7:50. It is time for me to get some other stuff done that I've got to do every single day. So that'll be it for now. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed what we had. Again, we have crews on top of the styrene leak out in the Cleves area. And we'll have a complete report on that. They're going to break into programming whenever there's anything new or important for people to know. And if you see things like this develop, we're on constantly through the 4 hours of news we do in the afternoon. And a lot of times there was no new information. However, it's just like in severe weather. You keep repeating it because you don't know when somebody joins in your program. So you've got to repeat it, and if you watch it for several hours, it's like, oh my gosh, this again? But it's very important because there are people that don't know what they need to know that don't join all at the same time. And so then we had live updates from the first responders, and they really didn't have much new information. And you've got to put yourself in their position. They have got to make sure they don't say anything false that causes somebody to be in danger. Number two, they've got to put the whole thing together. They not only have to look at what's going on now, but what's going to go on in the future. They've got 1,000 different things that they have to kind of put together very quickly into a policy, and there's a lot to take in and work with. So there wasn't much new information, but we expect more and more new information to be coming out, and they'll have it on Fox 19 now whenever it does come out. So that's it for now. Thanks for joining me. Have yourself a nice night.